Welcome, loyal viewers. I'm Andrew Mackey. This is Ethan the Prophet, and this is Lakelands Football. The Lakelands Football Show. Sorry, I was thinking of our hashtag. Last week I missed a very eventful week. Fortunately for me, I stayed dry way out in Wichita, Kansas, but I did miss out on some very exciting football games last week.
Emerald put on a running show at Blue Ridge on Thursday night, thanks to the weather. Saluda 96 was everything that I hoped for, with the Wildcats pulling out a big win. Abbeville playing Strom Thurmond. Strom Thurmond is just as strong as we thought they were. I honestly don't know how Andrew can cover the rest of the season because he missed that week.
Well, luckily for me and the rest of our loyal viewers, there's a lot of football around the Lakelands tonight. Of the 8 games with teams we cover, 7 of them are at home field. So
Help us.
If the rain got you a little cooped up inside last week, make sure you get out tonight and support some local high school football.
Definitely. Game of the week this week, we're staying in Region 2 2A because we love it.
Rolling.
Saluda at Abbeville, 2 teams starting off with losses in the region. It's a pretty big game for these guys. What are you thinking on that one, Andrew?
I really dislike the phrase must-win game. I'm a competitive person. I feel like you should want to win every game regardless of outcome. But this is almost a must-win game. You asked me last week, I would have said these are between 2 teams that are 1-0 in the region, trying to stay on top. Instead, these teams desperately need a win to avoid falling 0-2 against in a very tough competitive region. That would be a very deep hole to climb out of.
Absolutely.
Saluda, as Malik Brooks goes, Saluda goes. It's pretty much been the way it's been all year. Abbeville's been really tough against the run this year, and I think the Panthers bounce back from a 2-game losing streak, get another win at Heights Stadium where they're really tough to beat.
Staying in Region 2 2A as well, have another big game for 96. They're going to be hosting Batesburg-Leesville, number 2 in the state, I believe.
Whoa.
Got a all-star running back, Terrence Wilson, just set the school record for touchdowns in his career. Kid is a monster. They're going to be there to play. But 96 is coming off a huge win against an undefeated Saluda, previously undefeated Saluda. 96's offense looked really good. C.J. White, steady hand at quarterback, wrote a feature about him earlier this week. If you didn't read it, go check it out. But I do think that this is going to be a tougher game for 96 to take on. I think they're going to hold Batesburg-Leesville tight the whole time, but I feel like Batesburg is going to show why they're number 2 in the state. If 96 wins, though, hello top 10 ranking, I would think.
Maybe. Terrence Wilson's tough to stop, though. He's a little fire hydrant, man. He's tough.
Just like me.
Wishful thinking.
Anyways, also happening, another home game. Like we said earlier, Woodmont is visiting Greenwood. Greenwood coming off of a solid win against Greenville. What do you think is going to happen with that one?
Last week was a long time coming for that win for the Eagles. 4 really tough games in a row, 4 losses. They finally got back on a winning track against Greenville with a pretty, comfortable win, 51-14. I would call that comfortable.
Absolutely.
And, they welcome a Woodmont team that's they're 2-4. They got 2 wins, but they've really struggled. They've got some losses on their schedule to some teams that are also having down years, in Wren and Malden. So this looks to be another win for Greenwood, which is what they need. To contend for the region title and to improve their playoff position. And so I think the Eagles roll to another victory again at J.W. Babb Stadium.
Another game happening a few miles away. Emerald's going to be hosting Chapman. They're also going to be having their first Hall of Fame class celebration there at the game also. Emerald's coming off a really strong game where they started off very poorly and just rolled over Blue Ridge the rest of the way. Willie Reynolds keeps popping up with these huge games. I think Emerald's defense is still looking great. That secondary just keeps getting stronger. Vitario Drennan, their star pass rusher this year, he's just been a monster. He took a tough shot to the knee. I don't know if he's going to be back or not. Hopefully he is for Emerald because he is a big part of that defense. He's going to be back in a couple games at least. If he's not back for this one, we'll see how that turns out. I don't see Emerald. I mean, I think it's going to be a good game, but I think Emerald's going to get another win out of this one.
We'll run through a couple of these next games a little quicker. Calvin Falls is at Dixie. If you remember back to week 0, these two teams, set off some fireworks out there in Abbeville County. I think it was 56-48. Just last person with the ball won the game. Both those teams have struggled since that first game. Dixie's still searching for that first win. Unfortunately, I don't think the Hornets get it. I think Calvin Falls has a little too much athleticism, and they once again outscore the Hornets tonight. Fox Creek also comes into Greenwood County to face Ware Shoals. The Purple Hornets had some positive energy earlier this year with 2 straight wins. That ended last week at St. Joe's, and I think Fox Creek, hands them another L tonight. We do have one road team this week. McCormick travels to Ridge Spring, Monetta. What do you think about that one?
McCormick had a pretty good showing last week, and I feel like they're really hitting their stride, really starting to grasp that offense that Rush Snyder brought in. Former Fox Creek head coach, by the way. So I think they're going to continue on that run. It seems like they have a nice running combo of Mateo Durant and Rashad Seibert. I think it's going to keep on going, so I'm going to take a McCormick win there. And also the last game, Jefferson Davis at Greenwood Christian School. I made a goofy joke last week that if you needed any help moving stuff, call Greenwood Christian and Gary Gillian.
Someone took him up on that offer, the Timmerman School.
Yeah.
Hence me calling Ethan a prophet earlier.
Yeah, so they did some great work yesterday. I got to be a part of that, just writing the story. Phenomenal day. Jefferson Davis, not a very good football team. The only win that they have this year was a 12-6 win over King, which in 8-man football, 12 points and 6 points, that's not a lot of points.
No.
Just for perspective, Greenwood Christian beat King 60-14. I think this is just another week to prepare for Richard win next week for Greenwood Christian, so I'm going to take the Hawks in a win.
Well, that wraps up another thrilling, enthralling episode of the Lakelands Football Show. Make sure you follow us on Twitter for all game updates. IJ Andrew Mackey, IJ Ethan Joyce. Check out our website, indexjournal.com, for full recaps of all games and many other great articles that we write because we're fantastic. And make sure you tune in next week for the Lakelands Football Show.
#Lakelands Football.